Hi, welcome to the Style Your Dreams podcast with Keri Blair. And today I have a really, really special guest. And it's our first guest, which I love. And it's my friend, Esther Leach.
Hello.
Hello. I'm so excited you're here.
Thanks for having me on. This is very exciting.
It's so great to have you. So for those of you who don't know, Esther is what I call the it girl of Cherry Creek, which is so great because, and why I call you the it girl of Cherry Creek is A, we have a lot to talk about, but A, she started an online fashion magazine in Cherry Creek 4 years ago, which is how we met.
Exactly.
And it's become very, very successful. And now you're everywhere there is to be. I don't even know about the events you're at. I'm always
fun.
like,
yes.
What are you at? I get exhausted watching your Instagram feed. I can't be the only one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about what had you start the fashion magazine, and let's go from there. I'm so excited you're here.
I know. Thank you for having me. This is very exciting. So I moved to Colorado probably 8.5, 9 years ago. I did something that I've never done before. I took time off.
Wow.
I had my son. I was a stay-at-home mom for about 3 years. And then I was going crazy. Because I needed to get back to work, get back in there, have adult conversations. So I looked around the market and thought, what should I start? Because I always knew I wanted to do my own business. I've done it for a very long time.
Yeah.
I decided to start a fashion magazine called Cherry Creek Fashion that would show the diversity of the city and just include all of the background voices that weren't really in the forefront. So I did that.
That is so amazing. And what had you want to do a fashion magazine in Cherry Creek?
Right. Because it is sort of like the fashion capital of like Colorado.
Yeah.
And there were so many stores here, so many shopkeepers here that would be amazing to highlight.
Yeah.
So I started it.
I love it. And that's when we first met.
Yes.
I think I was one of your first interviews.
Yeah, because I looked around and I said, who are the interesting fashionable people in Cherry Creek? Ta-da! And I came across you. I can't remember how I found you. I think maybe somebody told me about you. I was like, yes, I need to highlight her and I need to do a feature on her. And that's what we did.
It was so fun. And more importantly, it was so fun for me to watch you grow.
Yes.
Because, you know, you first reached out to me and wanted to do a story on me. And I'm always, yes, of course. And then I watched you grow and grow and grow and then become the it girl. And it was so inspiring. So what did you learn on that journey? And what have you accomplished that maybe you didn't know you'd accomplish?
Right. The biggest thing for me was creating community. That's always the background to every single thing that I do. And the biggest thing was that people were really helpful and they wanted to help. Wow. They wanted to give me advice. So anybody I DM'd or called or emailed, they always answered and they always said yes. So I had like hundreds of coffees with everybody you could think of. And that's how I grew the network and grew the community for the magazine.
Yeah. And what do you think it was? Because not a lot of people can start a business.
Right.
Send a bunch of DMs and people get back to them. So, and you do have quite the magnetic personality.
Okay, good.
But if you could give people a few tips on how you got your DMs answered.
Right.
Or how you got in with certain people. Because the fashion industry in particular has this vibe of being snobby,
exactly,
unaccessible,
right?
So how did you, from being a I don't know, stay-at-home mom, if you will, to just reaching out to DMing and people answered? Tell me about that.
And the thing is, I did have a history in this industry. So I started modeling when I was 14. And I worked for magazines in the Caribbean, did editing, styling, writing. I did. A big journalism background before. I have a master's in journalism.
Yeah.
So that really helped. But the biggest thing is just being direct and reaching out and saying, hey, I need your advice. I need your help. Like few people say no to that. And the good thing in Colorado is that we don't have the really snobby big city fashion industry here. People want to help.
Yep.
Once you're from here, they kind of want to say, what can I do to help you?
Yeah.
So we are really lucky here with the community that we have here. So take advantage of it. Always reach out to people.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, so that's one thing I've been trying to do in starting my podcast and starting the online course is reaching out to people that I aspire to be like.
Exactly.
And asking, A, what can I do to help you? But B, what advice do you have for me as someone starting out? And I think that's one thing a lot of people will never do.
But do it. Like, I know there's fear.
Right.
Maybe there'll be rejection, but you never know unless you ask. My mom always taught me that. Nobody will know what you need unless you ask and say, I need this. I need your help. I need your advice. So always reach out.
I
never
believe
be
that
fearful.
with everything.
Exactly.
And the other thing is who cares if they say no?
I know,
you didn't have it before.
Exactly. But if you don't try, you will never know if you will achieve that. So always just put yourself out there and try.
Right. So you were really surprised by the feedback.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it was really great feedback. People just seem to love the storytelling and just reading about other inspiring people in the community.
Yeah. Any other lessons that you learned along the way or advice that you would have if someone is starting a passion project? Because I feel like everybody's doing their side hustle and following their dreams, which I love.
Yep. So, I would say just go for it. Like you can always say, I have to wait until I get, the first 10 grand of investment. I have to wait until... Don't wait, just do it at whatever scale you can. I started very, very small.
Yeah.
In my little notebook while I was breastfeeding my son, writing down my notes, saying what I wanted to do. So just begin wherever you are at now.
Yeah.
Begin it.
I love that you said that because looking back, my gosh, I've been a personal stylist for over 20 years. Wow. I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
And I've been in Cherry Creek over 9 years, almost 10 years. And when I look back, I didn't have any money.
Right.
I didn't have an investor. I didn't have investments.
Yeah.
I did what I could.
And it's you. It's like your sort of talent.
Yeah. So I agree with you. You don't need to wait for money. Most very, very successful people started their businesses with nothing.
Exactly.
$50.
Exactly.
How much did Sarah Blakely start with?
Yeah, $50 or something.
$50 or something.
Yeah.
Sewing these pantyhose.
Exactly.
And now she's a billionaire.
Yep.
Amen to you, Sarah Blakely.
Just start it. Just do it. That's the thing. Just do it.
So just do it. Awesome. Okay, let's transition a little bit.
Yeah.
So given that you're the it girl of Cherry Creek, one thing that I'm big on, as you know, because I think this was part of your interview of me back in the day, is first impressions. Yes. So the saying goes, I know it changes all the time, but we get less than 5 seconds, probably less than 3 seconds these days.
Exactly.
To make a killer first impression. And I think that most people, when they get dressed, it's very haphazard.
Yeah.
The way people shop, the way they get dressed, they don't think through what's my personal brand.
Exactly.
So I want to ask, what's your personal brand?
Right.
What do you think about when you get dressed?
So I know I'm 42 now. I think I'm old enough. I know what works for me.
Yes.
Now. I've tried a lot, and I know that classic with a little rocker edge works for me. I wear a lot of black. I have a collection of blazers and different vintage jackets.
Yeah.
I throw it over everything, and that's my look. You'll probably always see me in a little black dress.
I was just going to say,
with a jacket or blazer on
of the
top.
Little black dress.
I love it. I know what brands work for me. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what works, and I stick to that formula all the time. If I get a pair of pants that really fit, I get it in 3 colors.
I love it.
And I wear them all the time.
And what do you think when people look at you, they would say your first impression really is? Like, what are 3 to 5 adjectives that you would use to describe
that's a
yourself?
tough question.
I like the tough one.
Hopefully they go beyond the clothes and they just think she's really friendly and warm and kind. That's what I hope, I achieve. Yes.
Yeah. And I think that I love that you said that, because typically when you wear black, and we both have black on today, it can do the opposite effect.
Exactly.
But what I love about how you wear black is that you have this gorgeous, inviting smile.
Oh, good.
And you always have great lipstick on.
Yes.
And so it's almost as if your face, your lips, your eyes spep first, which I love. And they're so inviting and so warm. And if you've ever met Esther in person, you just want to go give her a big hug.
I hope so.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's go back to the you're everywhere there is to be.
Oh boy, yes.
So I get exhausted, as I said, when I see your Instagram feed.
Yeah.
Because at the end of most days, I just want to change my clothes
Right.
and cuddle up on the couch with my daughter, make dinner, have a glass of wine,
Right.
maybe watch some television. And then I see Esther out at a party, an event, what have you. How do you go from working all day long? So you now have a corporate job.
I do. So I'm the Vice President of Development and Fundraising at Downtown Denver Partnership. So doing a lot of city building, corporate sponsorships, and relationship building for downtown
Which
Denver.
you're perfect for.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
So you do that. Then you
Yes.
have your fashion magazine on the side. And then you're going to all these events. How do you
Yes.
get your, I don't know, energy, your motivation?
So I remember we mentioned that before. I did this
Yeah.
personality test recently, and I already knew this about myself, but I was 99% extrovert and 1% introvert. That means what gives me energy, what makes me feel happy and alive is being social and is going out, being with my friends, being with my colleagues. If I stay home, that's draining for me.
Yeah.
And I know for people who are introverts, that sounds very, very odd.
Yeah.
But when I feel tired, I need to be with people. And that feeds me and that makes me happy.
I love that.
Yeah.
And why I love that is because now we can all stop comparing ourselves to you.
Yeah, you have
Social life.
to kind of match like what's good for you. Some people, relaxing means going home with a face mask. And I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But I want to do a face mask with 10 other girlfriends and have music and food. So you just have to feed your personality and knowing what's good for you and not feeling bad about who you are.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's really important.
And that's the thread that that I want people to get that keeps going through our conversation is that you have to know who you are.
Exactly.
And own it.
Exactly.
Whether it be what you have on or what feeds your soul.
Yes.
And I love that. The other thing you mentioned in a prior conversation is that you said that when you are tired and there's an event, you change your clothes to get invigorated.
Exactly. You put something nice and sparkly on, you put red lipstick on, and I'm good to go. But just being around people is what really, really feeds me.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I feel like so often people go to their closets and they're not invigorated.
Yeah.
They look in their closets and think, oh, I don't like anything.
Right.
Nothing feels good. Maybe I would wear that in 5 pounds from now.
Yeah.
Someone talked me into wearing that. I don't like it. Don't you find that?
I find it, and what I always tell people is wear what makes you happy. And I'm sure there are a couple of outfits you put on and you walk differently and you move differently and you're not pulling things down. Somebody gives you a compliment. Like always note what these outfits are and repeat them and multiply them.
Yeah.
And don't listen to like anyone in the street, oh, you should be wearing neon green. Well, I hate neon green.
I hate
so
neon
even
green.
though I love the runways, I look at all the shows every season, but I don't follow the trends all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like bright colors. I never wear them. So I'm not going to do that, even though the runway says this is what's new this season. So kind of do what makes you feel comfortable and you'll move differently once you're comfortable in what you're wearing.
I so love what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all the time people ask me, what are the top 5 things every woman needs in their closet? And then there's a million blog posts about that in every fashion article. And I have never abided by what the trends are.
No.
If there's a trend that I genuinely like, I will wear it.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to go buy something just because it's the trendy thing to do.
Right.
For instance, I can appreciate fringe on
Yes.
someone else. You will never find fringe on me.
I don't do French. I don't think it looks great on other people,
Other
but for
people.
me, it's just too distracting.
Right. So you go to fashion shows and see all the bright colors, and then you're like, thank you, I will take my black
I'll take
dress,
my black.
please.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important point that I would like to reiterate to everyone, because I get this question 50 times a season.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So especially from my clients, they say, well, the puffy sleeve is very big.
Right.
Okay, if you can wear the puffy sleeve and you can own it,
Exactly.
and it's yours,
Exactly.
wear the puffy sleeve. I love puffy sleeves. I have a puffy blazer on
Yes.
right now, right? But if you try it on and you feel like a linebacker, then walk away from that trend.
Exactly.
And I think the point that I really want to get across to people is you do you.
For so true. And the thing is, that's why somebody like you as a stylist is so important, because you can kind of say, well, what do you like? What is your personality? What matches your lifestyle?
Right.
And you can really tailor their wardrobe like to their personal taste. It's so important.
Yeah, it is important. And so if you can do it yourself, please do it yourself. And I think it's important to assess your closet.
Exactly.
And get rid of things that your girlfriend told you to buy.
And stop shopping. Don't just shop for shopping's sake. I never just go shopping.
Right.
In my wardrobe, I really need a pair of black pants, like maybe 3 times in a row, and I don't have it, then I go look for a pair of black pants. Because I know for sure I'm going to wear that pair of black pants.
Yes.
But I don't like just strolling through the mall. No. I shop for like very purposefully.
Me too.
What do I need? That's what I'm going to get.
Oh, I love it.
And then you know you're going to wear the outfit all the time.
Esther, I've never met anybody like you. You're just like me. You know what I do is I go through my closet, and every day if I look at something and I've went to wear it 3 times and I don't want to, I take it off the hanger and put it kind of underneath my clothes in like a donate pile.
Exactly.
And then if I ever go looking for it,
right,
fine, because maybe it'll sit there for 3 or 6 months.
Exactly.
And sometimes I have pulled out something, but almost never.
Yeah.
And, but what I always do is if I'm looking through my wardrobe right now, it's a cute white shirt without ruffles. That's a V-neck.
Nice.
And, so I have a list in my phone.
Right.
And I just put things on my list. And then when I'm out shopping for clients, I'm noticing if I see anything. Or sometimes I'll drink wine and look online.
Yes. That always works.
It always works, right?
Yeah.
And do a specific search for what I'm looking for. Now, for someone starting out, you don't get the benefit to see one thing. You're going through your wardrobe and hating everything.
Exactly.
And that's where I'm just going to do a quick little plug. That's where the Your Curated Style course comes in handy.
I love that. And the thing is, it's accessible to everybody, which is one of the biggest things ever. And it's so good just to learn that once, have that course, find your style, and then just build it from there.
Right. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I started a course a few months ago online that you can do in the privacy of your own home that will help you every step of the way.
I love that.
Which for me, dressing successful CEOs and celebrities and really successful people over the years, I wanted everyone to have this information. Like everyone deserves that kind of confidence. And so we walk you through every step of how do you create your first impression. I want you to get to a place where Esther is, where you look at your closet and you love everything and you put it on and you're like, I'm ready, girls.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Which is great. I love that. So let's talk about spring. The official first day of spring was Monday.
I know, but hopefully there's no more snow coming our way in Colorado.
Right? It's been so cold and such an awful winter, in my opinion, I don't ski, so it's been an awful winter for me. Anyways, how do you transition yourself for spring, especially given that I think this is happening everywhere in the nation. Like it's still a little chilly and maybe we have some warm days, but we might still have cold. How do you transition to spring?
So I just do like my lighter neutrals and the only pattern I have in my closet is these like blue and white stripes. There's this brand called Air, AYR, all year round. I wear a lot. So I do a lot of that and maybe some like white jeans or lighter color jeans, lighter jackets over my black outfits. I'm still wearing black through spring. Let's just be honest. I'm still doing black through spring, but I just throw on like a lighter blazer because I have a collection of them. Yeah. That's how I make it very easy for myself.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get deep for a minute.
Let's.
Why is black your favorite color?
It's just so like clean and crisp and easy. And the thing is, you can buy black at any price point and it looks good.
Yeah.
Because this dress is from Zara.
Oh, I love Zara.
Do you know what I mean? Then I have like my St. John black dress in my closet.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter.
No one knows the difference. No one knows.
Like, it just looks so crisp and clean and you can accessorize very easy. So I can wear this dress 3 times in a row and change up how it looks and nobody would know.
No one would know.
It makes it so easy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So you do black for ease.
Yes, exactly.
That is a great
And I just
tip.
feel good in it. I feel finished. You know that finished feeling that everything is just in its place? I feel like that when I wear black. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I always have to ask the reason behind why people are doing what they're doing.
Yes.
So that's a great tip. She's giving you a ton of great tips here, people.
Exactly.
If you don't know how to look great, wear black.
Exactly.
And you know what's funny is when people come to me and they say, Someone once told me I don't look good in black.
Oh, no.
You're kidding, right?
No.
That's never happened before.
And if you don't like black, you always try like navy or gray. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of neutral colors in my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. So you transitioned from spring to do colorful jackets from time to time?
More lighter neutrals.
Lighter
I
neutrals.
barely wear color. Lighter neutrals.
Lighter neutrals.
A lot of white, a lot of creams and tans. That's
Okay.
what I wear during like spring and summer.
Okay. Would you ever wear a bright color?
I would sometimes. I'll wear like a red gown, which I've worn recently. Something
Awesome.
like that. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. But never blues.
I have a couple of blazers maybe. I do it with my blazers, not with my sort of like basics.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it. So I transitioned into spring. I was thinking about this earlier because we get that question a lot. Like, how do you
Exactly.
transition your wardrobe for spring?
Exactly.
So I love the lighter fabrics.
Yeah.
So even if you're not lighter colors, I like lighter colors.
Nice.
So one thing I want to talk to you about, you mentioned white jeans.
Yeah.
Okay, controversial topic.
No, you can wear white jeans whenever you want.
Right?
I don't follow the rules anymore. Like you can just
Me neither.
like you can wear it in winter. Can you imagine winter with the white jeans, white fluffy
Gorgeous.
turtleneck? I mean, that is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Exactly.
I'm so tired of people who say, I can't wear white until Memorial Day.
No,
well,
no,
then
no,
you just
no.
wasted some great months.
Exactly. So you can do whatever you want whenever you want.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
That is exactly right. And that's my rule too, is you can do whatever you want, whenever you want,
Yes.
as long as you can own it.
Exactly.
If
And you
you're
feel
not going to own it,
comfortable.
then don't even try it,
Exactly.
girl.
Exactly.
Right? Because there's nothing worse than people who pretend.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh, I should wear white. And then they're like, is it okay that I have white on?
I know. Like just do you. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly.
Okay, what have we not talked about that we want to dish about?
What? Let's see. Anything.
Let's see.
Any advice that you have for people starting their business? Because you've been doing this for a while.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting question because I am essentially starting a new brand of my business. And wow, I didn't remember how hard it is to start something
Right.
new. And I have so much compassion for anyone who's starting something new because it's, for me, it's been a challenge going from being at the top of my game.
Right.
I've been doing this over 20 years. I have other stylists that work for me. We don't advertise or market, and people come to us. We get to choose who we work with. I'm so blessed and grateful. And now, starting this new division,
Yes.
you could say, of my business is so humbling.
Yeah. But it's going to be worth it in the end. Like, you know
It
what I mean?
will.
You're going to do so much hard work up front, but then it will start flowing easier.
Yeah. And if you're at all like me, I think things should happen way faster than they do.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, I'm like,
of course, we're all impatient.
there
I
should be a
wanna
million
know.
people have done this course by now. What is up?
I know.
right?
You will get there.
I
You
know.
will get there.
I know. So I would say my biggest advice is, since I'm going through it right now,
Right.
is don't give up.
Yep.
I love what you said earlier. Ask for help because I've been asking for,
sure.
a whole lot of help, and be humble. And it's okay to learn.
Exactly.
And in fact-
yeah.
It's inspiring to learn something new.
Exactly.
Because I feel like the other aspect of my business, styling people, I could do in my sleep. I've been doing it so long.
Yeah.
And I love to contribute to other people. But so now starting this new division, and I know that God has a plan. The universe is conspiring in my favor.
Yeah.
Right. So when a coach of mine told me start a podcast, I was like, are you kidding me? Do you know?
And look, we're here now.
Do you know how many projects I have on my plate starting this new business in the middle of busy season?
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And creating the course launch. And then you want me to start a podcast. And voila.
You did it.
Here we are. But I noticed that if I follow my heart and
Yeah.
I follow what feels good,
Yes.
life is easy.
That is very true.
And whenever I'm trying to get better every single day at this, but when something feels like a struggle,
right.
I'm on the wrong path.
Yes, exactly.
And the other thing that I noticed recently is people will tell you there's only one way to do things. They do though, right?
I
When
know.
you start something new, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
the only way you're going to make that
No.
successful is if you do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And I check in with myself because I'm very spiritual and check in with myself a lot. And I go, that doesn't feel good to me. And if I force myself to do it and it doesn't
Exactly.
feel good,
Yep.
it's never going to work out.
Yep.
So I've been trying to trust my intuition and trust myself and trust my guidance
Right.
because I know if it's fun, like being with you today,
Exactly.
it's all
It's
going
gonna
to
be
work
great.
out.
The thing is, taking all the advice, but edit it and distill it and then make it sort of what you need.
Right.
But still, you can still listen to everybody.
Right.
But just make sure you do what's right for you and not necessarily for them.
Yes, because I've been
Yeah.
listening to these people that are saying you can only launch an online course and be successful this one way.
Right.
And it wasn't feeling right in my soul.
Exactly.
And then I found this woman who I've been following for many years and realized she has a course on how to launch. So I purchased her course.
Right.
So I do exactly what I preach to other people to do.
Yeah.
And she has this completely soulful approach to doing it. And I took a breath and went,
Yes.
oh, I can be me.
Yeah, and it's more sustainable when you do it your way because you're
Right.
being authentic and truthful to who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's our underlying message today.
Yes.
So now, God bless, I get to have a glass of French champagne with my friend
Yes,
Esther.
we have.
and
yes,
we're going to call
have
this
some.
working today.
Exactly. It is working. Very hard work.
So I hope that you've enjoyed the Style Your Dreams podcast. I'm so excited that we've had our first guest on, Esther. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh.
This was so much fun and I love watching you work. It's so nice.
Thank you. It's just rich always being with you. And the tips and information that you gave our listeners and our viewers today is priceless. So you're just the best.
Thank you.
So much more success.
Yes, to both of us.
To both
we
of
need to
us.
cheers on that.
Cheers. And much more
Cheers
success to you
you.
also. Cheers to you.